So we are introducing a new navigation experience, which is integrating multiple visibility tools and use a unified monitoring experience. What we have today in the Prisma Access Insights, what we were using is a product-centric view, which was on the left. You can see left bar navigation for Prisma SASE. You can see today in the product's name, like Insights, ADAM, and Activity Reports. So by introducing the new navigation experience, instead of left, product-centric, we are introducing objects where you can use, we are using users are interested in getting information about application, users, branch, sites, Prisma Access location, and data centers. So this left navigation pan from product-centric to object-centric, it makes easy for you to see, monitor all your information related to the Prisma Access Insights. It's a use case-centric unification of networking and security visibility. It will be having different dashboards, and I will talk about those in the coming slides. Global summary dashboard, view of connectivity, experience status for users, sites, and applications information. And also, we're introducing an incident framework architected for actionable outcomes with the ability to integrate with the ServiceNow incident management platform. If you have any questions at any point of time, please feel free to post in a Q&A chat box, and we will be answering a question at the end of the session. Let's talk about enhanced visibility for all customers in base product. So as I mentioned, we are introducing this from the product-centric to object-centric view, and we are consolidating some of the information in the different dashboards. So for example, the global summary dashboard for users, it shows that the current mobile users in this tab under the SASE Health dashboard, an overview of the breakdown of the mobile users experience across all locations. The number in the circles, this corresponds to the number of mobile users who are currently connected to the Prisma Access using Global Protect. And you can see these dots. These represents a single mobile users. Green circle or a dot indicates the good user experience, and likewise the red one indicates any degradation experience. The degradation experience and the application monitored application, you will only be see if you have ADAM observability license. Otherwise, you can see all this information. And this line chart this shows that the current mobile users trend average experience across different time frames, and you can select different time range and filters based on your deployment. The next dashboard we have dashboard for the sites. It's also the global summary dashboard. And then this dashboard shows the number of configured sites which are connecting to the Prisma Access locations around the world. The number enclosed here in parentheses, you can see is the total number of connected sites, and the number on the right on this is the number of sites that are up. You can also see the experience scores, but experience again, you should be having the ADAM license, where you can see all the information. So the sites whose experience scores cannot be obtained from there may be, when calculating the number of connecting sites whose experience scores cannot be obtained for any reason are not excluded. The blue line chart indicates the trends here, and the sites, you can see the number of sites with the degraded experience, and the incidents can fall in one or more of the following categories. You can see the infrastructure, network devices, data center, and third parties. Again, you also need the ADAM observability license to view the data for the applications as well as the experience scores. The next one, we have the dashboard we're talking about where you can monitor the users. We can monitor aggregated data about currently connected Global Protect or EP or explicit proxy mobile users. We can view the Global Protect version, users, devices which are used to connect to Prisma Access. We can also see here the IP pool utilization by different allocation on the theater-based number of connected users. And we can view the details on each of the device user is connected. And you can select any mobile user's name on the details about the users. And you can also download this data for the users as well. In addition to that, it explains some of the widgets which may require ADM license. If you have ADM license, then you will be able to see all those information as well. The next, we have the site visibility. So you can look for the site visible branch sites information into the by selecting monitor and the branch sites, which will give you the view of the health and connectivity of your remote networks and the usage of all of your remote networks deployed in different Prisma Access location. It will show you the real-time connectivity status and bandwidth consumption details, along with other deployment, mobile users, branch offices, and retail locations connected to your remote networks. You can also view the health of your tunnel configured in the remote networks. In addition, that if you're using the Prisma SD-WAN, you can also see the Prisma SD-WAN branch site details as well. Shruti, anything you want to add about the dashboards?
Yeah, let me add quickly. So again, as Karan mentioned, a lot of enhancements have been made here to really get to a more user-centric view. And that user-centric view combines information that you had in Insights already with other views of data usage. The application page is net new. We never had applications in the base visibility. And actually, it might be a good idea to also clarify what is base visibility. So base visibility is what you get with a subscription to Prisma SASE or Prisma Access. This essentially is the insights view that you had, that you would get with your subscription to Prisma Access. And this will give you visibility under the monitoring menu on the left navigation. If you could go to that slide, that might help, Karan. And that has all the different resource objects that you care about, which are essentially applications, users, branch sites, data centers. Data centers would have information on your service connections, as well as the ZTNA connectors, which we introduced back in April. Devices is specific to your next-gen firewall devices or your SD-WAN ION boxes that you might have in your branch routers or even in your data center if you had an ION 9000 series. As the term unified monitoring indicates, the North Star really is to give you full visibility, give you our customers full visibility into the assets that you have, which are basically both next-gen firewall, as well as Prisma Access and Prisma SD-WAN. So the devices therefore have both next-gen firewall and the SD-WAN ION boxes. Prisma Access locations is what you have currently under Prisma Access Insights. And network services was something that Insights introduced last year. And this has information on the other aspects of your network deployment, which are not offered by Palo Alto Networks, but which we are able to observe. These are things like your DNS servers, as well as your auth servers, which might be running in your data centers, but which are essential to a user connecting to their applications or even being able to connect to Prisma Access by getting authenticated. So we show you the authentication successes and failures due to timeout, failures due to incorrect username, password, cookie, incorrect cookies, and so forth. For DNS, we show you the DNS request sent and responses received, and we have seen already with several customers that they are finding these very useful to detect even issues that are in their domain, such as if there is an auth server which is not which is basically down, that can be detected through these effects that we are displaying in these network services. Subscriptions usage is again where we show you the consumption of the mobile users license, the bandwidth license that you have for the remote sites, and the service connections that you have licensed. So if you know the typically in a package, if you have the enterprise license or the ZTNA license, you have essentially for a local edition, you get 2 service connections, and for a global edition, you get 5. Additionally, you can purchase more as your needs may be, depending on the number of users and branch sites that you expect to access these your private applications in running in your data centers. We show you essentially the consumption of all of these resources in subscription usage. Access Analyzer and information regarding the experience scores for data is available only if you have the ADEM observability license or the new license for AI-powered ADEM that was introduced not that long ago. One of the biggest changes we have done is the landing page now is the SASE Health Dashboard, which is a global summary dashboard for users and sites. You will not have the monitored applications if you do not have ADEM observability or AI-powered license. And you will not have the experience scores also if you do not have the AI-powered license. So what you will get with the base license, which is the visibility into the health and connectivity for your deployment. And that will show you the current mobile users and the connectivity information without any user experience score. And you will also get the incidents that are available for you to detect. All users and sites information on this dashboard are real time. The time selector is applicable only in the case of experience scores, whereby we show you the averaged experience score over the total, over the period selected, simply because there is no real point experience score that is meaningful. So all the users and sites visibility on their health and connectivity is real-time information. Clicking on a single user will open up a user pane, experience pane, which will show you the number of open incidents and specifics of the user with regard to, in this case, if it's your connectivity method is using an agent. With your Global Protect agent, you will see the agent version, the last user location, the last Prisma Access location where the user connected from, the device specifics such as the OS or family of the device, the host name, and the Global Protect agent version that is running for the user. If you click on any circle, the circle essentially shows you on a global dashboard how many users are collapsed or coalesced at that location, simply because the real estate on your screen is finite and it's not really possible to show every individual user in a limited space. However, if you click on any user cluster, the cluster will keep exploding until you either have a single user represented by a single dot, or if your users are co-located in a specific location, such as say in a office building or so forth, and they really cannot be further subdivided. In that case, clicking on that cluster of users will show you the user list. You can click on every single one of those user lists. You can search for a user as well, and you can see further details about them. For the sites, likewise, we show you the site details, where the site is located based on the public IP address, as well as the tunnel information for that site that is connected to a Prisma access location. On the right-hand side, you also see information that can be overlaid on either the users or sites with respect to Prisma access locations. We'll show you where the Prisma access locations are with respect to your sites and users. Also, information about your data centers reflected by connectivity via the service connections. And if you had if you had the ADEM or AI-powered ADEM, you see further details with respect to the SLA, the service level agreements, pretty much, that we are monitoring for your applications. So let me see if there are any questions that people have. I don't see any in the chat. So again, just please remember that the base product is visibility without any experience score. So you will not have the monitored users, for instance, in the previous slide. And you will also not have any baselining data, which is available with the AI-powered ADEM license. In the sites, in the sites pane, branch sites under monitoring, we have made significant changes. And what you will see is that everywhere we are quoting you an aggregate 95th percentile score that is computed over the last 30 days. And that tells you essentially what your bandwidth consumed looks like over the last 30 days, essentially at the 95th percentile value. A lot of our customers use that for their capacity planning purposes, and a score over the last 30 days is more meaningful in that case as opposed to a 95th percentile on a shorter window. We have also, if you look at this landing page, this is the site list that shows you the aggregate view of all the sites that you have in your deployment. And accordingly, the bandwidth consumption trend reflects all the sites that are that you have deployed. Now, if you use the filter has a lot of different options. You can filter by compute location, by a site name, group of sites, and a lot of other metrics. In each case, what you will see in the bandwidth consumption is all the sites that reflect to the selection made by the filter. For instance, if you had a compute location and instead of these 34 locations, you had say 10 sites at that specific compute location, you will see the aggregate, the bandwidth consumption trend for those 10 locations. If you have the selection for a single site, what you will see is the bandwidth consumption trend of a single site. And accordingly, all the data that is shown in the list below also reflects the number of sites. For a single compute location in the example that I just mentioned, if there are 10 sites, you will see the list details corresponding to the 10 sites as well as the bandwidth consumption trend for the 10 sites. And for a single site, you will see the information for a single site. You have the ability to choose different metrics. Here, we show you average, peak, and the median data. Likewise, here, you see a lot of different information that we did not have before. We are showing you the site BGP status, the tunnel status, and we have since we rolled out this new unified monitoring, we have also brought back some of the column data that we used to have in Insights, but we had omitted in the first base product. And you will see the familiar bandwidth consumption for each site based on either average and peak, or you can also select the median from the menu, that the column selector menu that we've provided. So lots of different ways to see the consumption trend of your sites. This was one of the biggest asks that we have had for a long time. Earlier, we used to show you the averaged or the peak for all the sites, but it was more important for you, our customers, to see the site-specific consumption data as opposed to an averaged or a single site type score, and that's what we have tried to reflect in this aggregate view. If you click on any site, you go to the site details page, you again see a similar type of information, but in the site details page, what you also see are the tunnels called out. When you click on any single tunnel, you go to the tunnel details, where you see again the bandwidth consumption for the tunnel. You see also the RTT score, the round trip time score for your tunnel. You also see the number of tunnels that were connected over time. So lots of data that has been included here that has been driven largely by our customers' use cases for what they find useful. And we no longer have a single aggregated tunnel menu on the left navigation that we used to have previously under Insights, but you have all the tunnels that are specific to your site co-located with the site information. There are lots of other left navigation menu items that I don't think we have details on here, but hopefully, since all our customers have now been upgraded to the new unified monitoring, you are experiencing this new visibility tool, and you're able to see all this data. We have seen customers log cases or issues for what they have observed, and we have been fixing them at a pretty rapid clip. So we expect to address a lot, as with any tool, there are issues at launch. And for the next several cycles, we keep adding features that customers have seen and asked for, or things that they used to use and they still see a very pressing need. And based on the number of customers asking for it, we've been addressing these. So with that, I can turn it over to Karam, and I don't see any questions, but you're more than welcome to include these questions in the chat, and we will address them.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shruti. Thanks for giving the detailed explanation about the dashboards. So please, if you have any questions, please feel free to post in the Q&A chat box, and we will address your questions. Shruti will be able to answer your questions. So let's talk about the incident framework. So with this new unified monitoring, we are introducing this Prisma Access incidents and alerts. And there are different three categories mainly. We are doing priority alerts, information alerts, and incidents alerts. Priority alerts describe the status of your Prisma Access environment, especially if something is not working as expected. When Prisma Access generates an incident, it also generates a correlated alert, and it notifies you after it resolves the alert. You can't manually resolve those alerts, and the system resolves the alert when underlying conditions that trigger the alerts have been fixed. Some alerts let you know about the issues that Prisma Access team is working on. The other let you know about the issues that you can resolve with a configuration update. Information alerts notify you about the upcoming software upgrade, status for upgrade, that are in progress or completed. You can click on those details in the information alert section, and you can find more details. Incidents alerts are categorized as a customer incidents and Prisma Access infra or service regulation issues. Prisma Access infra issues in the first release, it maybe first release it shows that Prisma Access location down, remote network down, or service connection down. Uh, and these incidents are expressed in terms of observed impact. Either it's in a branch where it's critical or the warning incidents, data center sites where it is critical to warning. And similarly for the Prisma access locations. You can always view this incident list and get the details about the open incidents in the time range. You can select the filter. And let me have a quick click onto that as I was talking about. This is the overall in this landing page for the Prisma Access Incidents Alerts, where you can see the incidents, distributions, some of those open alerts, Prisma Access infrastructure incidents, and the open alerts which are dividing into critical, warning, or information. So these are some of the consumption of the incidents. Remote networks, you can see if it's tunnel down or the site down or the BGP pairing is down. You can get all these incidents alerts and also threshold-based capacity usage. As in one of the previous slides, with you also mentioning that the site dashboards where you can see consumption, bandwidth consumption, and we can plan the capacity planning. So here we can also receive the alerts on the consumption of those capacity usage and threshold we define. Mobile users IP pool usage, which will alert you if mobile users IP pool is consumed, and you need to define or configure the IP pools to support any auto scale feature. Auto scale success information alerts you will be getting. And regarding the service connections, if any tunnel goes down or the site goes down or the BGP goes down, you will be getting all the informations. And also, any of those upgrade related alerts and information you will receive, if upgrade goes successful or you encounter problem or issues, you will be getting all those alerts and information as well. So you can, as in the start also mentioned, you need to set up a notification profile in the incident alerts, the Prism Access, so that you can receive all the notifications. So once you go to the incident alerts and notification profile, you will see all the notification profile available for the specific tenant. In the notification subscription table, you'll see and all the notification subscription and who has subscribed and the logs for the tenants in your environment. So when you create or modify a notification profile, you can enable Prisma Access to send an email or a webhook alert when it initially detects an issue and when the issue is resolved. These alerts notification describe the issue impact and include a link to the Prisma Access where you can go and investigate further. Prisma Access will be sending the email address from which you will receive the alerts. It will be no reply at paloaltonetworks.com. So if you see the notification subscription under this subscription log, it offers all available profiles you enabled or created, the new profiles you have created or existing one. You can see all those details here to which the Prisma Access will be sending all the alerts and information. ServiceNow audit log. Prisma Access supports ServiceNow and incident management platform integrations. Prisma Access supports that, and it provides a common framework for managing the incidents and notifying you about Prisma Access insights, incidents through ServiceNow tickets. Any incident that Prisma Access creates will automatically create a ticket on ServiceNow, and when Prisma Access scans your environment, detects a problem, it generates an alert and pushes it to ServiceNow as a ticket. And when you dismiss an alert, Prisma Access send a state change notification to update the ticket status on the ServiceNow. And you need to set up a notification profile for ServiceNow. In the ServiceNow audit log table here in Unified Monitoring, which shows each incident ID, ServiceNow operations performed on each incident, such as a create, update, and delete. And you can view the timestamps which shows here incident operations started, status, and the message about the operation. So as I mentioned earlier, there are three ways you can see the notifications: email, webhook, and ServiceNow integration. Um, you can always enable or incident settings, enable or disable in the incident setting tab I will talk about earlier. And there are different categories, which are code or object-based categories. Category, for example, is all remote network incidents. Code example is like RN primary underscore T toggle down. And you can enable or disable for any planned maintenance activity. You can customize to receive those notification and alerts. And in the last, with all these features, upgrades and new features, a quick update is that your current Prisma Access app tile, it will be changing to the Starter Cloud Manager. The name, it will be renamed on November 8th, and you will be able to see all the current features we're talking about under the Starter Cloud Manager app instead of Prisma Access app, because it's a rename. And you can find all those details and Starter Cloud Manager guide as well, which is available on our Tech Docs section. Shruti, anything you want to highlight in the incident alert section?
Yeah, so I think you already spoke about it, but just want to say that at the base visibility itself, you do get this ServiceNow integration capability, which is again a big request that we had from several customers. So in order to set it up, you basically you have to. It's a very simple menu driven setup. You have to indicate the fields that from our incidents description that are relevant and mapped to the corresponding field in your ServiceNow platform. And when you specify the ingestion endpoint, the URL for your ServiceNow platform, the integration then occurs and the incident automatically then starts getting captured in your ServiceNow platform. Our integration is a bidirectional integration. So the forward direction is where the Prisma Access incidents appear in your ServiceNow platform, and the reverse is also when when you've created any ticket that can show up for the incident on the Prisma Access or the Unified Monitoring UI. That is helpful for your customer management folks because they realize, or the incident management team, because they can do a quick scan and see that the ticket has actually been sent out, it's being looked at, and so forth. So this bidirectional integration is pretty unique and can serve to address your questions both ways. I think there are these different specifics for the incident list, priority alerts, informational alerts, and so forth, notification profiles. But over time, we would like you to start ingesting incidents as opposed to the alerts. We have included the alerts as they were part of the legacy means or the existing means before this upgrade, that we were sending you information about the status and health of your deployment, network deployment. So those are still there, but we expect for you to start ingesting the incidents over time. And right now we are just populating it on the UI. The same, there's a one-to-one correspondence between the alerts and incidents, but we would like to we are interested in phasing out the alerts, and we'll let you start consuming incidents once you move in the notification profiles to just send by the different channels the incidents and not the alerts. Today, only the alerts have been directly funneled to the channels you have indicated, whether that is an emails list or if it is a webhook ingestion endpoint. But over time, we would like that to reflect the incidents as opposed to the alerts, because there are a lot of new features that are being sent through incidents, and ServiceNow is integration is one of those big customer beneficial features that you've asked, and we could introduce it only in this new scheme.